let's talk Giants. Even though the words don't necessarily come to me that quickly because they have left me speechless with how bad they are. I guaranteed a victory. This was my silver bullet, stone cold lock of the century. The 49ers, when I previewed the 49ers game in week 3, last episode, I said smash Giants against the spread, smash money line on the Giants. How in the world do you lose to a team that is missing their starting quarterback, their starting running back, their backup running back, their starting wide receiver, their starting tight end, the 3 starting defensive linemen, starting linebacker, a starting corner, all out due to injury? So many key figures and names out, not playing, with backups in, on our home turf, the same home turf that the 49ers bitched about and complained about because there's so many injuries that our field caused them. And we lost 36-9. Now, if I had done this recap that Sunday, which I was leaning towards, I wanted to do it right then and there because there were so many feels. I was all cut up in my feels. And I was like, you know, the big swallow. And I was ready to just fire off a rant for the ages. And other duties called, had other responsibilities. Monday night was research night, just trying to compile some thoughts, trying to get it all down on paper, trying to take a bigger look, a bird's eye view of what had happened, trying to get the stats, trying to get some reactions from the All-22, which might reveal some things before I let my emotions get the best of me. If you were to ask me how the rest of the season turns out for the Giants, and I think I tweeted this out when they were down, they were basically guaranteed a loss, 0-16. Now, before the season, there was an episode where we took a look at the odds makers, the betting lines for the Giants across the 2020 season. I think they were favored in 2 games, maybe just 1 game, and it was the Cardinals and the Washington football team. And I said, that is preposterous. How the hell can we only be favored? So Vegas is saying that we're going 2-14. And now that I think about it, it is not that far-fetched. We are in a bad way, my man. We are bad. We are bad. But with that said, Giants are bad. We get it. But how good are the 49ers? But also, is it a mirage? And this is where the NFL is so exciting to watch and to follow, because the Niners lose to the Cardinals. And we're like, wow, are the Cardinals good? Are the 49ers going to experience a Super Bowl hangover? Are they are they not going to play up to expectations? Are they going to slump because of, reaching the pinnacle of professional football? And are the Cardinals way better than we thought? Has Kyler Murray gone leaps and bounds above what he played like in 2019? Do we take the Cardinals seriously? So there's that you got to factor into things. But 36-9, I would not have believed you. I would have spit at the ground upon which you walked. So, we'll recap it. I don't know that we need to pour salt anywhere near this festering, gross wound, but there are a few plays that really were the difference in us in this becoming a blowout, because it was not a blowout for 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters. This was a winnable game. We were within striking distance for a lot of the game, and then it just all the floodgates open. So the very first drive, the toss, kind of a trickeration, special play. I'm not hating on it. I'm not anti this move. I think it's a good play call if you execute. It's a bad toss from Daniel Jones. It's Evan Engram somehow getting butterfingers yet again. And we get the fumble, and the Niners recover and go and score. That killed a drive that was looking pretty promising, would probably have resulted in points. So that's points off the board. Let's say that's at least 3 points off the board. End of the first quarter, 6-3. So it's not, not where we want to be. I would have thought we would have led all 4 quarters and got the win. But 6-3. And it's like, all right, as bad as we played, we're still only down by a field goal. Niners miss a field goal. Their long snapper had a day and a half that day. I don't know what was going on with him. I don't know if it's injury, mental, psychologically, but he ended up being replaced because he had something like 6 bad snaps in a row. So the Niners missed a field goal. We come and we tie it up 6-6. And then we have the 3rd and 22 at the San Francisco 44. 3rd and 22. You have to get off the field on that down. 3rd downs, we've been having troubles. Difficulty getting off on that 3rd down. After 3rd down, and this is as sure as you can get for 3rd and 22. And what happens? Mullins passes to Jordan Reed, who's still alive somehow, at the Giants' 49 for 7 yards, tackled by Holmes and Ryan, and there's a penalty on Darnay Holmes. Legal contact, 5 yards, automatic first down. God damn it. So Niners go and score. Darnay Holmes, day he'd like to forget. Just a brutal day. And just for the season is just, from my perspective, as a fan, is not living up to expectations at all. I mean, this is a guy that was hyped beyond belief in the preseason and training, and what would have been the preseason, the training camp, videos of him with Jabril Peppers working out. And then it's like hype from Pro Football Focus saying that he is like a rookie to be on the lookout for, breakout rookies in training camp and most impressive, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't done jack squat so far. Every major conversion on 3rd down, it's just crossing patterns. It's just him trailing his target by a yard or two every single 3rd down conversion. You just see the back of his jersey and him like trailing and getting beat every single down. So far unimpressive, falling short of expectations. Niners go up 13-6. Then we have Daniel Jones on almost an identical pass that he threw in the Chicago game against the Bears. Only this time Engram didn't slip. It's this little short, like curl, little option route to Engram. And he just not on the same page, not able to like sync up mentally. And throws to Engram, and it's intercepted by, I guess, Fred Warner, whoever that is. A pretty decent interception. I mean, it looked like he didn't have a handle on it and was going to be an incomplete, and then he snagged it and secured the football. And that's what. And this is again under 2 minutes and a half. I mean, like we gave up a touchdown to the Steelers within the first 2 minutes of the first half of the first game. I think there was the Bears game. We might have given up points right at the end of the first half. And then this one, we end up, luckily the defense makes a stand and we only give up a field goal, 16-6. But how many points have been scored against this defense that you cannot pin on the defense? The offense has put them in horrible, horrible positions where it's like, we just got off the field and then we're back on and we're backed up against our own end zone. Like, this is not ideal for sure. So those are 3 more points that should have come off the board. A touchdown should have come off the board. So we're looking at like 6, 7, 13 points. I mean, it should be 6-3 us, good guys, at the end of the first half. Instead, we're down by 10. And in the second half, 2nd and 10 at the San Francisco 30, a penalty. This is a huge run by Jones off the right end, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 49ers 14 for a 16-yard gain. And Slayton is called for a holding. Didn't see that flag, but I saw the flag on, Jay Tart for a face mask, which would have been 15 yards, which would have set us up with half the distance to the goal. And that's prime scoring opportunity. I don't care how bad we are in the red zone. We have a really good chance of putting it in for 6, and instead that pushes us back. We have to settle for a field goal, 69. So even then, say like halfway through the 3rd, maybe, we're down by a touchdown. Still a winnable ball game. And then we end up giving up the touchdown 23-9. That's to me is an example of the defense just not being able to, maybe it's an endurance thing or whatever, but we saw this in 2019, maybe even 2018. It's just like it doesn't matter who's on the field. When your defense has given you so much through the first 2 quarters and has made multiple stands, to expect them to continue to do that, only the elite top defenses can do that through all 4 quarters. And we're just not at that level yet. We always have 1 or 2 series where it's like, I know you've done a lot for us, D, but we really need to stand here to make this a ball game. And then we end up not doing that. So 23-9 49ers. Um, and then, we had gone for it on fourth down. I want to say towards midfield in that area, between the 40s, and we converted. Great. But then Joe Judge, towards the end of the third quarter, decides to go for it, 4th and 1 on our own 30. And it's a sneak with Jones, and he doesn't get it. And I think I read that people were pretty much for that move. Why? Have Riley Dixon kick the shit out of the ball, pin them inside their own 20 or their 10, and let's make them earn it. This is an automatic 3 points for them when they get the ball. Automatic 3 points, despite what kind of mishaps they've had snapping the ball.